This is Dan from Action Figure Magic, and today we're going to be taking a look at a New York Comic Con exclusive. This is from 2022. This is a Diamond Select Toys Minimates. Minimates are awesome. They do a ton of different franchises, and this one happens to be G.I. Joe. And who doesn't love G.I. Joe? And especially who doesn't love Ninja Force? And it's in a VHS container box, special edition packaging, which is amazing. And usually when I do my unboxing, I will just absolutely destroy the box. They'll cut it open, they'll rip it open. This one I was a lot more careful with because I do want to keep it. So I'm probably going to, rather than do an unboxing, I'm going to do a reboxing with this video. And as we review them, we're going to package them back up because I do plan on displaying them in this special VHS packaging because it's just too awesome. This may be one of my only figures that I actually keep in their packaging. So let's just take a look at how cool the box is. So it does slide out. It's got the VHS look on the back, and it says G.I. Joe Minimates. And then as I was unboxing, I did kind of rip the box a little bit, but that's okay. This isn't for value. This is just, I love the toys, so I'm okay with that. And first up, let's take a look at Scarlet. She is our ninja who's wearing the green. And just take a look at some of the articulation on these Minimates. They're very fragile, not that they'll break, but they will fall apart, but they go back together, almost like Lego pieces where the hands will pop out. Some of the joints do get loose, so you just got to be a little bit careful. And just the detail in these things is incredible. You can see she's got little weapons on her back. She's got some head articulation. The hair should come off. This one seems like it's a little bit stuck, so I'm not going to pull too much because I don't want it to get loose. That does happen with some of these Minimates figures. Some of their joints and pieces do get loose over time because they just kind of peg right in. They're not super secure. And look at all those stands. It reminds me of that 1983 hit single by the Weather Girls, It's Raining Stands. Everyone's familiar with that one. But for now, the stands are going to go back in because, as I mentioned before, we're going to do a reboxing, so no one's going to be using their stands, but they got a little peg on the bottom. And we just took a quick look at Scarlet's weapons. She's got little Vega claws, and there is a piece of tape over them, so I'm trying to decide whether or not I want to take them out and play with them, but I'll probably keep them in because, as I mentioned a few times, I'm just going to keep them in the packaging. She's got her hair in there, pops off, puts it on, but as we saw before, we're having difficulty getting this set of hair off, so we're probably not going to play around with the accessories too much just because they're in there secure, and then I'm going to have to retape, and my tape's not as clear and pristine as this Diamond Select tape. And then we'll just put her back in there. Got to put her arms in the exact position, otherwise she'll look like she's trying to escape, and we don't need that again. And next up we have our Cobra villain, the most intimidating name for a character, Dr. Biggles Jones. So beware, she's out there. She's got her Cobra insignia on her shirt. It looks like she's wearing some sort of singlet with some pants underneath. Cobra is known for a lot of things. Fashion sense is not one of them, and here you can see why. And like I was trying to do with Scarlet, you can see this one, the hair comes right off, there's a peg inside. So that's what they're supposed to do. They've got the ears on the hair, which I've always enjoyed because the ears just come off with them. So you can swap out your ears. And let's take a look at her accessories. Looks like she just comes with a rail gun. I know that because I read the back of the box. But that's a pretty cool looking gun. Since she is not a ninja, she is at the facility that the other three ninjas are infiltrating. So she is our Cobra, the other three are our G.I. Joes. And let's put her back in. Let's do our reboxing of Dr. Bigglesworth. And next up we have my personal favorite of this 4-pack. This is our Ninja Force Storm Shadow, one of my favorite G.I. Joes growing up. He just looks awesome. He's the coolest version of Storm Shadow in my opinion. And you can see why. He's got the hood, he's got the black mask on underneath, he's got the gold insignia on it. He just looks so cool. And then the hood, the technology behind that, it just slides over his neck so it can go in and off. You can do that with the shoulder pads, there's capes, it's all the same thing, it just kind of clips in. And it stays in place pretty secure because there's not much space between the neck and the shoulders and the head, so it's pretty awesome. And he's got a lot of good stuff on there. He's got little places to put these little knives so they can slide right in. He's got his Sigh. And a little sickle for cutting down little crops of corn, and he's got a sword. He is ready to infiltrate. Oh, actually, I completely forgot. Scarlet had some other accessories. I noticed because they're in gold, so she's got nunchucks, little knife, and two swords. That is cool. I completely missed those before. I'm glad we caught the extra accessories. They were just kind of hidden in plain sight. And let's put our Storm Shadow back in his location so he can rest, get, all ready for his next big mission. So I was anticipating this one being a tough one to get back in, and I am absolutely right with my concern. So this packaging with the accessories has a piece of tape over where his head goes in and a piece of tape over where his feet go in. And since they don't really bend too well at the waist, I just kind of fiddle around with them. I've got most of them in, except for this foot is being a problem foot. So we're going to use our. This is an expert tool for packaging, repackaging, unboxing. It may look like a paintbrush turned around, but I assure you it is not. It's a very expensive, high piece of technology. So you got to be careful. You got to be licensed to use this thing, and you can see why. It just perfection every time, worth the price. And now to arguably the most famous GI Joe, we've got Snake Eyes. He's wearing his bright blue accessories so that he could really sneak into any place versus wearing the black on black. It's almost too stealth. So this blue pop really gets him in places. So he's got a place on his legs for a gun, for his knife, and then he's got a spot on his back for the sword, which is pretty awesome. And let's just take a look at those accessories. So we have that little gun, we've got nunchucks, we've got his two swords, we've got his Vega claws, and we've got two different versions of knives, or one's a little sword. I'm not sure. Whatever it is, Snake Eyes is all decked out. I don't even think he could hold all those accessories. That is a just a ton of good stuff. He could definitely do his best ninjaing with these. And now go to sleep, little Snake Eyes. It is time to rest your head. And there we go. He fits right in there like a snug little bug or a snug little Snake Eyes. I'm not sure. And then we got our plastic covering for it, and then it goes back in the GI Joe explosion, and then we slide it back into our VHS tape box. It's just a box within a box within a box, and yeah, there's our little rip. That's okay. Not gonna worry about it. And here we go. And I always gotta remember to rewind. Be kind, rewind. That is gonna mean nothing to a lot of generations because they're not familiar with VHS or cassettes. And there we go. We have our VHS box holder. It opens up and you can see just this really cool display, which is why I wanted to rebox them because that just looks amazing. That's just an incredible way to display the figures, and it's just bright, colorful, nostalgic, amazing. I love it. Thanks for watching.